All right. There we are. You see it, 9.5 now. It would just keep rolling. Again, I gave you, my two best plays on Thursday night with the Cowboys and the Seahawks. Both hit 2-0. Tony Pollard to score. Zach Charbonnet over carries. We're just going to keep drilling it for you. By the way, I like when there's synergy. Both teams have the same ATS as they do record straight up. 5-6 for the Bengals, 8-3 for the Jags, and I will be very partial. I love that Jag logo. I always have. It's the first time I saw it. I think it's one of the coolest logos in sports. The teal tongue, the fangs, I'm in. All right, I'm also in with my crew. Larry Hartstein, Mike McClure, DFS multimillionaire, Kenny White, professional, Vegas. Used to make the lines. Now we're taking them down. Let's get to it. Let's start with Monday Night Football. You get one player walking to the window. What is it? Kenny White, you're first.
Yeah, I'm going to go prop for you, EK here. I went under rushing yards for Joe Mixon tonight. Jake Browning, first career start on the road, short week. It's going to be tough against the Jags defense, who's fourth best in the NFL in yards per rush allowed. And amazing, the top three teams, Texans, Bears, and Patriots. I don't know if anybody could actually pick that out, that they're the top three teams that's stopping the run, but they are. Jacksonville's rush defense, excellent. They held Derrick Henry to 38 yards and 10 carries. They held the duo of Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, 12 carries, 32 yards. Moss and Taylor from Indianapolis combined 15 carries for 40 yards. I'm under with Joe Mixon, under 46.5 rushing yards.
All right, let's go, Larry. What do you want to do here?
Total synergy. That's my play. Put it out last week at 49.5. I'll still play it at 46.5. Guys, for all the reasons that Kenny mentioned, plus another one, the name that we are hearing a lot coming out of Cincinnati is Chase Brown. They have a rookie they drafted in the 5th round who runs a 4.4. He's more explosive than Joe Mixon. He was on IR. He came back last week, played some special teams. They actually had some plays in the playbook for him, but they only ran 41 offensive plays because Jake Browning couldn't move the team, so he didn't get a chance. But they are talking that he is going to get opportunities starting tonight, and obviously that is going to eat into Joe Mixon's workload. I will add that he ran for 16 yards, Joe Mixon did, on 8 carries last week. And the Jags number 1 on early downs against the run, and that's when they're going to run Joe Mixon on early down.
All right, my play is in synergy with your two plays, and that is I'm going Jake Browning over a very manageable 216.5, 217.5, depending upon where you're shopping. I put it on sports on a 217.5. It's down to 216.5 now on FanDuel. Look, he's played a game and a half. One game he came off the bench, one game he's had a full game. We've had a look at him. Here's the first thing, all right, the eye test. I don't bet the eye test a lot, but a lot of these guys in the league, you see these backup quarterbacks, and you're like, how the hell are they on an NFL roster? Jake Browning is actually pretty good when you watch. The second thing is the Bengals trust him. As Larry pointed out, they ran 40 plays last week. He's still went over this number. On 40 plays. I'm projecting him at 57 plays tonight. All right, if you look at his yards per attempt and his yards per completion, if he does what the prop books are saying he's going to do, he flies over this number. The math works. All right, he is going to have a terrible football game or get hurt to go over. And he's got guys who can take short passes and bust it. You ever hear Jamar Chase? T. Higgins? Those guys? 216 is not much. And if they're trailing, and we all kind of expect them to, you saw their mindset last week. In the Pittsburgh game, they didn't even bother running it. They just said, Jake Browning, go ahead, go. His attempts keep going up. He's up to 35 attempts in the book. You can't throw for 216 with 35 attempts unless your completion percentage is ridiculously low. Over. Mike McClure.
I'm going over for the game here, EK. There was about a 90-minute period today where you could have 39.5. Still like it at 40.5. Would not play 41 and above, though. Very key number in the NFL. However, my simulation does make the number 43. I want to talk about Browning, someone you mentioned here. I think that he's actually a serviceable backup, and I think that we have to remember that Joe Burrow was injured early season. They prepared with Browning a lot in this offense. I think that giving him an additional week here against opponent that is not the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense has been holding everyone in check for the most part. It was a divisional rivalry game. That's exactly what I expected. But when you're a backup quarterback in this league, stepping into a situation like this with a receiving core of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, I think this is a good spot for him overall. I think that the Bengals push enough. We push over the total here tonight of 40.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, we all seem to kind of see this game the same way, and that is the Bengals are going to throw it more than run it. You don't run against Jacksonville, and Jake Browning is I mean, I'm not starting to chisel the bust in Canton, but he's not. He is a much better than average backup quarterback.